Rapoport drops truth on Shedeur Sanders' Browns' role before Vikings game. The Cleveland Browns quarterback situation has been one of the NFL's more intriguing storylines this season. Between a rookie starter, a seasoned veteran, and a high-profile draft pick with a famous last name, the position group has captured attention from both local fans and national media. Heading into their Week 5 matchup against the Minnesota Vikings, the question of whether rookie Shedeur Sanders would climb into the backup role became a hot topic. But according to NFL insider Ian Rapoport, the Browns' decision is clear, and it says a lot about how they view Sanders' development. Sanders still third on the depth chart. Many fans expected Sanders, the son of Hall of Famer and Colorado coach Deion Sanders, to quickly rise to QB2 status after joining the Browns. With Dillon Gabriel named the Week 5 starter and veteran Joe Flacco serving as insurance, it seemed logical to think Sanders might slot into the backup role as Cleveland prepares for the Vikings. However, Rapoport revealed that the Browns have a very intentional plan in place. Sanders will remain third on the depth chart. The reasoning has little to do with his talent and everything to do with timing, structure, and preparation. Why not make Sanders the backup? Rapoport explained that Cleveland doesn't want Sanders thrust into a role where he'd have to run an offense built for Gabriel. Every quarterback has his own strengths, and the Browns' playbook is adjusted each week to maximize what the starter does best. If Gabriel went down and Sanders had to step in as QB2, he'd be forced to execute plays that weren't designed for his style of play. That scenario could put Sanders in an unfair situation, running someone else's offense on short notice. Instead, the Browns want his first real opportunity to come under conditions where he has a week to prepare, and the game plan is tailored to his abilities. According to Rapoport, that's the real truth behind his current role. Flacco's veteran safety net. The presence of Joe Flacco also plays a huge role. The 39-year-old former Super Bowl MVP isn't the Browns' future, but he is a steady hand in an emergency. If Gabriel struggles or suffers an injury mid-game, Flacco can step in and operate the existing offense without major adjustments. That reliability is invaluable for a coaching staff trying to keep its season on track. Flacco knows how to read defenses, manage the clock, and make safe decisions in chaotic moments. Sanders, as talented as he may be, doesn't yet have that experience. For the Browns, Flacco is the practical QB2 while Sanders develops. A long-term investment. Rapoport emphasized that this is not about a lack of confidence in Sanders. In fact, the Browns are encouraged by what they've seen in practice. Coaches like his poise, leadership, and competitive fire. They believe he can grow into a capable starter, just not in Week 5 against the Vikings. Drafted in the 5th round, Sanders was always viewed as more of a developmental project than an immediate contributor. His slide in the draft reflected concerns about his readiness for the pro game, particularly adjusting to NFL speed and handling pressure. But Cleveland drafted him with patience in mind, knowing the payoff could come later if they nurture his growth properly. Building the right debut. The Browns' plan, according to Rapoport, is to wait until Sanders can debut under optimal circumstances. That means giving him a full week as the starter, designing an offense around his mobility and accuracy, and letting him build confidence with a system that plays to his strengths. This approach mirrors what successful teams have done with other young quarterbacks. The Chiefs sat Patrick Mahomes until Week 17 of his rookie season, and the Ravens rebuilt their offense around Lamar Jackson once he became the starter. In both cases, the franchises didn't rush the transition. Cleveland hopes a similar formula works with Sanders. The Vikings' game context. Heading into their game against Minnesota, the Browns are prioritizing stability. Gabriel has been given the chance to prove himself as the starter, and Flacco's presence as the backup ensures that the team won't be caught unprepared if something goes wrong. For Sanders, the Vikings game is another step in his behind-the-scenes education. He'll study film, run scout team representatives, and continue to adapt to the NFL environment. While fans won't see him on the field barring an unexpected chain of events, the Browns believe these hidden representatives are crucial to his long-term success. Fan expectations versus team strategy. There's no denying that Sanders brings excitement to the franchise. His college highlights, his charisma, and his connection to Deion Sanders make him one of the most recognizable rookies in the league. Fans naturally want to see him on the field sooner rather than later. But the Browns are making it clear, excitement cannot override development. By keeping Sanders in QB3, they're prioritizing his growth over short-term buzz. It may not thrill the fan base, but the organization believes it's the most responsible decision. Risks of rushing a rookie. Rapoport's report also highlights a broader NFL lesson: rushing rookie quarterbacks can backfire. The league is filled with examples of young signal callers thrown into action too early, only to lose confidence after struggling behind ill-fitting systems. By contrast, quarterbacks who are given time to learn often enjoy steadier careers. Cleveland doesn't want Sanders to be the next cautionary tale. They'd rather take criticism for holding him back than risk derailing his potential by putting him in the wrong situation. When will Sanders play? The question now shifts from why isn't Sanders the backup to when will we see him play? Rapoport hinted that Sanders could get opportunities later in the season. If Gabriel falters badly or if the Browns' playoff outlook changes, the team may decide it's time to hand him the reins, but only with the benefit of preparation. That timeline remains fluid. For now, the plan is to keep Sanders learning, growing, and waiting for the right moment. Conclusion. Ian Rapoport's insight cuts through speculation and delivers the truth. Shedeur Sanders isn't Cleveland's QB2 for Week 5 not because the team doubts him, but because they want to protect him. By keeping Flacco as the backup, the Browns ensure stability in emergencies while allowing Sanders to develop without being thrust into a situation that could hurt his confidence. It's a long-term play, one that may frustrate fans eager for instant results, but one the Browns believe will pay off down the road. The Vikings game may not feature Sanders on the field, but it does highlight the franchise's commitment to his growth. When his moment finally comes, Cleveland hopes it will be on their terms, with the right game plan, the right preparation, and the best chance for success.